Alright guys, so I'm going to make this video right fast. A lot of new information. I was just on a live stream with my brother, and Ghetto had sent me a message saying there was a emergency UN meeting going on, like right now. It's been going on for a little bit actually. So right fast guys, we said Russia was going to be invading Ukraine. Yep, they're actually bombing the crap out of Ukraine right now. I just listened to live stream there at ABC News. Listened to the explosions in the distance. It's hitting explosion. There are reports of explosion in Kiev, also in the northern areas and stuff that the separatist groups that Russia has claimed as an independent statehood and all that other stuff. And then they start bringing in troops. Putin himself has came out and told Ukrainians to lay down their arms. At the same time, he's saying take a step back and rethink 100 years ago of the day of empires. Russia is moving forward on invading, and they are going to take Ukraine, in my opinion. Now, all this really depends on how bad this is going to get is with the other players, NATO. Right now, the UN is doing an emergency meeting. Of course, they're all condemning what's going on. They all want diplomacy. We'll see what happens, guys. I mean, this is the exact same stuff that happened with Crimea. This is the same stuff that happened with Georgia. It's the exact same playbook Putin has done. Okay, he even said back, what was it, 2008, that he was going to rebuild Soviet Union. Russia's going to take over the whole Ukraine. Yeah, I believe they will. Right now, there's explosions going off in Kiev. So yeah, I mean that's not even part of the separatist groups that they claim independence. And also, by the way, guys, that independent stuff is denounced by the UN and also NATO. They all recognize Ukraine as a whole. They warned Russia, don't you do this, and they did it anyway. But we're saying this stuff, guys. I mean, we're looking at the massive buildup of troops. Like I said, it's going to be just like Crimea. Oh, no, we're just doing drills. We roll right on in. Just like they did with Crimea. They waited and they said, oh, yeah, we are. Are you sure they're bombing? Yes, I just listened. They got a live stream right now on ABC News. You can hear the explosions yourself. They're bombing the crap out of it. It sounded like artillery rounds to me, actually. But, yeah, they're bombing it. So, what does this mean for us? Well, it just depends on what NATO does and what the UN does. That's the results. What's going to happen if NATO decides to defend the Ukraine? Same with the UN. Yeah, it's going to be a global conflict. Is exactly what it's going to be. It's not going to be some little proxy stuff. If we step in with NATO and everything else, it's going to be one massive war. And this is why I tell people, have been telling people, get prepared. Get ready. Shastina, good to see you. CFP, do you think China will take Taiwan as Russia takes Ukraine? Yeah, I do. I think right now China's sitting back and kind of seeing what the response is with NATO and UN right now. I just listened to the Chinese representative there in the UN meeting, which is still going on, guys. You can do a real quick search and you can listen to it. I just watched him talk about diplomatic means and everyone needs to stay level-headed. Yeah, they're just do the exact same thing. They want Taiwan too. It's the exact same scenario. They said Taiwan belongs to them, just like Russia said Ukraine belongs to them. Digging my foxhole now, Kevin. You don't have to dig a foxhole, my friend, unless you're in Ukraine. If you're in the States, you don't do that. You don't need that. Now, if we start seeing some, if you're on the coastline, and you start hearing of bombers and stuff like that coming towards America, then yeah. But right now, you don't need to be digging a foxhole. But you do need to get prepared. Because if this is a global conflict, my biggest concern is our supply and demand issue, our supply systems. Won't be able to go to the store and buy food like you normally do right now. We're already seeing shortages on certain things. If that happens, it affects everything. Casual Preparedness, good to see you, brother. How are you doing? This will escalate quickly. Yes, I believe it will. Like I said, it just depends on what NATO does. They've been pushing the cyber attack threats. They keep on saying that there's cyber attacks and all this other stuff. I'm not in Ukraine. I just get to look at the news and look at troop movements and stuff like that and make a decision off of it. Yes, once the stores get low, it will be chaos. Yes, I agree with you. I'm stocked up for at least for the last 5 years. Awesome, Kevin. Very, very good. Don't stop prepping. Yeah, definitely not. Today I was doing some other videos and stuff like that, guys. I'm always working on something. I was actually cycling some of our fuel out, moving things because we hide a lot of stuff, guys, and it's not always on property. We work with a larger group and we have a location, so I've been doing that all day. I do appreciate the super chat there. Let me see who that was. Susie, definitely do appreciate it. You're amazing. Well, awesome. I definitely do appreciate that, my friend. That's not required. It does help us out a lot. So with fuel, guys, see, we have multiple ways of creating power. My big concern is the grid down scenario here in America. I really believe. I mean, cyber attacks alone can knock out the power. Cyber attacks and also whole systems ransomware. Look at your electricity and stuff. It's all run through computers and everything else. That or EMP weaponry. I know some people don't believe in EMP weaponry, whatever. Do you believe in a cyber hack? Have you ever had a computer that was hacked or you got a virus or something like that? That's the real deal thing. So solar winds happened last year, and they accessed a lot of our. I said Black Star last time. It's solar winds. They accessed a lot of our programs on what America would do if they lost the power. Our programs, our playbook on how we reestablish the power. Now they were able to trace down what they believed was Russian finance groups or Russian T groups that was working on that. It's still a threat there, guys. Yeah, it was solar winds. Okay, yeah. So why would you be looking at that unless you're planning to see what a response is on things? If they cripple the country, there's a lot of people that's going to be affected by this. And this is why we keep a gasoline generator, guys. I think I paid $300 for it, something like that. I keep enough fuel, enough oil, maintenance parts and stuff. I can rebuild that thing 3 times if I need to with the parts I have. We have solar generators. We have solar systems. We have solar panels, battery banks, inverter. I mean, we've been living with ours for 2 years. Our wind turbine is kind of obsolete where I'm at because the wind is not good enough in our area for that to go on for wind turbine. There's just so many different aspects of being able to generate power. Have a way to generate power. I've read the comments. I'm not worried about the lights being out. Guys, your power runs everything else besides just a light bulb. Okay? Lights go out, that means gas stations. That means airliners. That means food production, food collecting, food growing, food transportation, water, septic, everything. We're all tied into the grid. Everything's tied into the grid. So this is why I've always talked about this, guys. I'm ready for the grid down situation. Wish my kids weren't 9 and 5 hours away. Yeah, I mean, so like, just depends on what goes on. I got family I have to go and extract. I already know, luckily they're not too far away, it's a few hours, but I've already got multiple ways of getting there and multiple routes. And they already know, if this happens, you stay put. If you got to move, you leave this type of message in this type of location. Because if you're not there, I know that you went to this location. I went to that location. So having these plans in place is very, very important. Very fortunate for me. My mother-in-law loves me for some reason. I don't know why. And even though it's a scary thing to sit down and talk to her about, she understood why I was discussing it and why I was making these plans that we can get there, extract her, and get out. So having these plans, guys, if you don't have plans, you need to work on it. I see you're scrolling through here, guys. Sorry if I missed anybody. I do apologize. I'm Arkansas Living. Good to see you, my friend. How are you doing? Light bulbs are the least of our worries. I think all your modern appliances reverting to is going to be a hard shock. Curry. Yeah, I'm not worried about light bulbs. I mean, see, I'm a prepper. I have, if anything happened to my system right now that I have operating with the trailer, I got the exact same system in Faraday systems, Faraday cages. I just open it back up and rebuild it. Not hard to do. But I took the steps. I knew if this fails, I got to have a backup for this backup, and that backup for that backup. And that's what we do. Are you in Ukraine? I'm not even going to answer that. All right. Scrolling through here, guys. I'm trying to get a crew together in case SHTF happens soon. Yeah, I definitely recommend having a community, a built community, definitely. All right. Putin stated severe consequences for countries that interfere. Think they will attack the U.S., Victoria? Yeah, I think they will attack the U.S. if NATO decides to move forward. If anybody moves forward on what he's doing right now. See, last time they did something like this was Crimea. And what happened? We had the puppet up there that we're making a red line. And then, no, I never said anything about it. NATO's court right now. Right now, the UN's condoning everything in their meeting. Everything, if something's going to happen, we just got to watch what NATO and the UN's fixing to do. If they move military in to protect Ukraine. See, that's the thing, guys. I see it all the time here. Well, the separatist group CFPs, they've claimed independence, and Russia went in there. That's why they put the military troop in. NATO, U.S., everybody warned Russia, don't you try that Crimea crap again and automatically say we recognize this independent and rope military in. They warned them about it. Now they've done it. So what are they going to do about it? Not just military rolled in. They are actually, it's to me on the live stream, and it was ABC News live stream I was watching. You can hear the artillery rounds hitting outside Kiev. They're not just moving military in; they're shelling the crap out of something. And that's war. All right. So anyway, guys, just want to give you that update. Definitely be checking on some of the other live streams. Like I said, that was on the ABC News. There's live. I'll be following that myself just to see, keep an eye on NATO, keep an eye on the UN, see what their reaction is. Right now, the UN is just playing it down. They're doing their diplomatic talk. We don't agree with this. Pull out troop, remove your troops, all that yada 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 crap. Watch what NATO does. Just keep an eye on. If NATO doesn't do anything, then nothing's going to happen. They're just going to let them take it. But if NATO rolls in, we're going to have a big conflict. There's a reason why Putin put, 40% of their military on that border. Now I'm hearing reports of up to 70% of their entire forces. I don't know if those reports are correct, but that's the last one I heard. Because they're ready for someone to try something. That's why they put so much there. We'll see. All right, guys, keep on prepping. You know what? I recommend right now, make sure you have stored water right now. If you got empty bottles, rain catchers, whatever, go get the water hose. I don't care. Fill up your rain catchers. Make sure you got water on hand. Because if we do get hit with a cyber attack, if we get hit with an EMP, if you don't have a well system like what I've got on property here, I have the ability to start that well via a gasoline generator, either a solar generator or my solar system itself. I don't have to rely on grid power. If most people say, well, I've got a well. Well, unless you got the old style well that you can drop down a bucket, you're not getting the water up. So, get some water put back. That's one of the main things right now. You better have water. All right, guys. Let me go ahead and wrap this up. I would also keep money on hand. I'll try to break mine up in small denominations, nothing over $20. Nothing over a $20 bill. I have $20 bills, but usually I keep everything 10s, 5s, and 1s. That way, if I have to pay $4 for a gallon of water, I don't have to give them a $5 bill. Still try to stretch it out. Just saying. I mean, I shouldn't have to do any of that because we got so much preps, but we try to cover as many different aspects as possible. Just be ready, guys. Keep everything, check your holes. Make sure you got everything stocked out. Because I was not expecting to hear shelling while they're recording in Kiev. Actually, artillery rounds hitting. I wasn't expecting to see that tonight. I figured something was going to happen, but not this fast, this soon. I figured we had a couple more days on that. Nope. Kind of funny. The UN had their meeting, just started the meeting, the gaveling dropped, and the shelling started. Yeah. All right, guys. Talk to y'all later.